Well, as promised, we're looking at a podcast. Hello, everyone, for Uncle Ricky Radio and Healthy Tech Talk. Look at this. This is what we call Hubbard Glacier, one of the most beautiful glaciers on Earth, one of the largest. Are we on a slant here with the camera? I think we are. Let me see if I can adjust that a little bit. There. Better? That better? Yeah, that's better. So, Patricia, what do you think of the trip so far?
Magnificent.
Isn't it great?
Fabulous. A little rough last night.
Oh, a lot of rough last night. A lot of people were going like this on the side of the ship.
Needless to say, the bars were empty.
Yeah.
Because everybody decided to go back to their rooms.
Absolutely. But the food has just been beyond spectacular.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, we are taking pictures of food every time we can. We're making a food diary. There is a wonderful restaurant called the Olympic.
Yes.
And here's the story behind the Olympic. Apparently, if I can remember the story correctly, when the Titanic was built, there was 3 ships built at the same time. One of them was the Titanic, one of them was the Olympic, and I forget the third. Anyway, they were in a rush to build all these 3 ships, and they were going to name the first one the Olympic, or the first one Titanic. Anyway, the names got switched around. So really, the Olympic should have been the Titanic named, and the Titanic should have been the Olympic. So originally, the Titanic that was named the Titanic should have been the Olympic. But anyway, so these 3 sister ships were built. And the Titanic, as we know, was sunk, and the Olympic went on to a very, very long history. And what happened at the end, when they decommissioned the ship, they took all of the ornate wooden wood panelings from the Olympic.
Yes.
Yep.
And the windows.
And everything. And some fellow in England bought all of it and put it in his house. And what happened was this particular cruise line's celebrity went and bought that complete house because they wanted the wood panelings from the sister ship of the Titanic. So they bought it, and they brought all what they could salvage from it, and they put the wooden panels into the Olympic restaurant, right?
Right. So they created the Olympic restaurant
based around the
ship.
Edwardian theme.
It's identical to the chandeliers, everything.
Yeah, and so the same craftsman that was working on the Titanic could have been working on the Olympic. The same people, the craftsmen that touched their hands that made these wood panels could have very well made same wood panels for the Titanic. So that's a wonderful bit of history.
And the food in that restaurant?
The food is unbelievable. There is a section of that restaurant where you can have a 5-course meal, and with every single course they do a wine pairing. So they'll have the appetizer, and then you'll have a glass of wine to pair with that. Then they'll have the super salad. You have a glass of wine to pair with that. Then they'll have the main course, and it's just. I mean, come on, 5 glasses of wine with dinner. We did not go that route. We went the other route, but it is just spectacular. Look at this view.
This is the end of the glacier, and this is where they are concerned that the glacier is expanding 80 feet per day.
80 feet per day.
And they're concerned that the glacier is going to go beyond and connect to that piece of land and totally cut off a section
of Alaska. Big section of Alaska. But we were up deck this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning and enjoying, there was hundreds of people. This ship holds over 2,000 people. And I'll bet you every one of them was up on the top decks taking pictures and videos. And the glacier was calving, and the weather was just exquisite. The weather has been beautiful.
Phenomenal. Every time we're out for an excursion, the weather is gorgeous, and then it just starts to turn as we're coming back into the ship. So
but you know,
been very fortunate.
Exactly. The one thing that you should do is, if you're going to take an Alaskan cruise, and I think you'll agree with me, take the last run of the season. Because everything's on 50% off, 70% off.
80% off.
We got this coat, this jacket I got in, not Ketchikan.
No, you got it in Juneau.
Juneau. Beautiful coat. It's got goat skin on the inside, and it's got a fur collar you can take off.
Which is all detachable.
All detachable. I mean, the thing was regular $500, regular retail price. Picked it up for $100. So I mean, you know,
because the shops are all closing for the last day of the season, and they won't be reopening until next summer. Next
in the spring.
Yeah, next spring.
But you know what I find interesting and fascinating about these people that own these shops? They'll own a shop in Ketchikan, Juneau, Sitka. They'll have a chain of shops, jewelry shops and furriers and furrier shops. And they'll also have...
There it goes, right there.
Wow.
Sorry, you can't see
oh,
that.
you didn't catch this, but it was just a huge chunk of the glacier coming off in Kavik. So anyway, getting back to our story, they'll have 3 stores that they own in Alaska, the people that own these jewelry stores and furriers, and then they'll also have duplicate chains in the Bahamas, St. Croix, Bahamas, and Caribbean. And so what they'll do is they'll come up to Alaska for 5 months of the year. They will work their stores up here, and then at the last day they'll sell what they can, pack up everything else, and then take it down south to the Caribbean and enjoy living. So they live half the year up here, well, 5 months, and then 7 months down there. But they do take, they say, 1 month off a year. So they probably do it in the Caribbean.
That's when they're traveling.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine anybody, if they're used to warm weather, why they wouldn't want to spend 1 month in Alaska. But some of them do. Yeah, it's just gorgeous out here. Just absolutely. If you're going to go on a vacation, to get the best value, I would think cruising has got to be the best value for dollar. Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can see a little bit of the mountains out there.
Yeah. I was just going to try and take some pictures of the ice in the water.
So I'm going to grab the camera here, and I'm going to bring it out here and do a little bit of a pan for you folks out there. So hang on, here we go. You ready? Okay, here we go. All right, I'm bringing it out here. Oh, look at this. If I can, I'm following it on the, okay, no, good. So I'm following it on here. So here's our deck. We have a balcony. And here's the beautiful mountain ranges. Look at that.
Should have done that when they had the glacier.
You know, you're absolutely right. Maybe I can get a little...
Well, you can get the other glacier over there.
Oh, yeah.
Not as big, but
we're
it's
coming
just
up. We're coming up on another glacier. I'll turn the camera back this way for everyone. And here's a little tiny glacier over here.
Just see the corner of it.
Yeah. You'll see it coming up. See all this ice in the water? Yeah. Here we go. The ship is, yeah, the ship is a little bit rough. No, I'm doing that on purpose. Ship is a little bit rough. But there you go. Isn't that great?
It's beautiful.
I'll go it high
I have to
like
take
that.
a picture of this.
Go ahead. The scenery out here is just spectacular.
I think my battery's dying.
Yeah? We brought 4 video cameras. And I promised everyone, or we promised everyone, that we would want to do 1 podcast per day. This is day 7? 6? Are you sure? Day 6?
7?
Day 7, and this is our first podcast. I'm sorry, but there's just so much to do. Honestly, when we dock in a port of call, you want to get out as soon as you can. The ship just empties almost completely, and you go and take a look at all the jewelry up here, the diamonds up here. They've got the tanzanite is up here. They only have jewelry that's available in Alaska or from Canada, from the mines in Canada, and that's it. That's the only place in the world that you can get it, right? What is it called? Tanzanite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I will get a piece.
I'm going to show you another view of the glacier here. Sorry, I don't want to cause people to get seasick here, but there we go. And I'll give you a shot of our equipment. There you go. There's the big suitcase, and yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, stunning. So let's bring the camera up here again. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!